Okay, let's begin with breaking news that's coming in right now. Russian President Vladimir Putin has formally extended an invite to Prime Minister Modi to visit Russia next year for the India-Russia annual summit. Now, there was a lot of talk that this visit would be happening, and now a formal invite has been extended by the Russian president to Prime Minister Modi. We've seen deals, diplomacy taking place in Delhi. The next step with this particular visit by Putin to India, a short one, just over 24 hours, Putin has now extended an invite to Prime Minister Modi to visit Russia as well. There's a possibility that that meeting will happen and that visit will take place. The invite is for next year when there is an annual India-Russia summit. Let's bring in Shivani Sharma for more details on this. Shivani, there was a lot of talk that Prime Minister Modi could be headed to Russia next year. The formal invite has been extended. Any confirmation of whether the Prime Minister will be attending?
See, after the meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Putin, a joint statement has been issued and a formal invitation has also been given out to Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the next annual India-Russia summit. That will happen in Russia, and the confirmation will it's soon expected from Prime Minister's office. But we must tell our viewers that this is very important to understand because the India-Russia annual summit happens to be one of the most important and advanced interactions between both the leaders of both the countries. This is not just bonhomie between two leaders, but also how India and Russia are moving ahead, taking their strategic ties in all issues, on all issues and spheres, ranging from counter-terrorism to space to nuclear energy, the civil nuclear energy, the health, and how keeping the Make in India initiative, how India is collaborating with Russia and how Russia is now extending uninterrupted fuel supply despite the sanctions from the West and also the United States. So now when the invitation has come, it is expected that Prime Minister Narendra Modi would be travelling and he can travel to Russia for the next India-Russia summit that will happen in Russia next year. That will happen in the third quarter, that towards the end of the year next year. So we have this confirmation.
It could be around August, September is what we're hearing. But thanks very much, Shivani, for getting us those details. Now, in just a few hours from now, there's going to be a president's banquet. This is in the Rashtrapati Bhavan, hosted for the Russian President Vladimir Putin. Now, here's a news break that's coming in that's going to trigger a political showdown in India. Reportedly, there's been no invite extended to Rahul Gandhi, the leader of opposition, or for that matter, the Congress president and the leader of the opposition in the Rajya Sabha, Mallikarjun Kharge. Rahul Gandhi, Kharge have not been invited. Reportedly, however, what's interesting is that Shashi Tharoor of the Congress has been extended an invite for this formal dinner that will be taking place in a few hours from now. Mind you, this comes just about 48 hours after Rahul Gandhi had accused the government of breaking tradition, saying opposition leaders aren't given a chance to meet with any of these foreign dignitaries, saying why is there no meeting between opposition leaders and the Russian president. Now, after that, the MEA had clarified and given instances where there were such meetings that had happened. But in this particular case, where there is a formal dinner, no invite has been extended to Rahul Gandhi, no invite has been extended to Mallikarjun Kharge. Instead, guess what? Who's found their name in the invite list? It's Shashi Tharoor. This, no doubt, is going to spark a huge controversy. It's going to become a big talking point because remember, the only leader who's been invited, Shashi Tharoor, is someone who's been rather critical of the Congress, and there's been endless talk and questions and speculation on whether he's going to switch over and join hands with the BJP. Amid all of that speculation, Rahul Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge, who are considered to be the faces of the Congress, not invited. Instead, Shashi Tharoor is. Maushmi Singh is joining us with more details on this. Maushmi, any reaction that's come in from the Congress on this? Can you confirm whether Rahul Gandhi and Mr. Kharge haven't received an invite?
That's right, Akshita. Our sources tell us that Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge, in fact, no top brass of the Congress party, has received an invite for the dinner at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. And this is after we saw how Rahul Gandhi launched a tirade saying that the government was targeting the LOP and telling dignitaries and, in fact, the countries he was visiting that they should not meet the LOP. So clearly, and that had stirred a hornet's nest with the BJP slamming Rahul Gandhi's childish accusations. But what we are told is that we've also learned that Shashi Tharoor has got that invite. So Congress MP Shashi Tharoor has been called. We know that he was heading the delegation to US after post-Operation Sindoor, when multiple delegations, parliamentary delegations, had gone across the globe. And we saw that yesterday. You were talking about the bonhomie between Russia and India. And
Explain something to me. You know, is this straying away from tradition? Is this straying away from protocol? Is there a set protocol that the leader of opposition must be invited for these kind of formal dinners with a foreign dignitary?
Generally, the camaraderie or the optics would call it as a matter of courtesy that you extend that invite to the LOP of both houses, though it's not mandatory, in fact. And this is perhaps gives a fresh opportunity to the opposition to say that Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government, in fact, wants to silence the voice of the opposition, doesn't even want to extend the normal courtesies that are extended to opposition leaders, clearly thereby, sharpening the rift between the government and the opposition. We've seen a war of words, Akshita, and with other Congress MPs called, we'll have to see who else has been called. There are the host of list of guests, invitees who have been called at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Surely the Congress will be making a lot about that.
Okay, so no reaction just yet from the Congress on this, but it's important to highlight that Rahul Gandhi raised exactly this, Moushami, a couple of days ago, when he claimed that, opposition leaders aren't given a chance to speak to foreign dignitaries. And I remember right after he made that comment, there was in fact a clarification that had also emerged from the MEA on this.
That's right. There were point-by-point rebuttal of Rahul Gandhi's allegations. In fact, saying that Rahul Gandhi, if he's saying that he has proof for emails, he should give that proof. Secondary is the second point was that it is up to the visiting dignitary if he says or he or she says that they want to meet the leader of the opposition, depends on their schedule and their request. It's not decided by the Indian government. The request is finally put to the Indian government. And also, point by point saying that Rahul Gandhi has been meeting foreign dignitaries, including the former, including the Mauritian Prime Minister and others. And in fact, this is wrong to say that that the government has anything to do with it. And Rahul Gandhi is really belittling the entire democratic process of India by yet again, trying to highlight an issue right when the Russian president is visiting India. It's a wrong timing, and Rahul Gandhi is acting very childish. And then after that. After that,
this is no doubt going to trigger, a political showdown in the next 24 hours. I'm sure the Congress is yet to react on the fact that Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge haven't received an invite. Thanks very much, Moushami, for joining us with those details. Let's talk about really what's played out in the last many hours from this morning on Russian President Vladimir Putin's visit to India. If you've missed out on all of the highlights, we've got you covered. Let's break down for you what are really the biggest takeaways from that visit. Those are some of the images from the day today, from Hyderabad House to Rashtrapati Bhavan to Rajghat. Vladimir Putin, of course, had a packed day and a busy one with loads of engagements with important dignitaries in the country. He met the Prime Minister, he met the President as well, but there were path-breaking agreements also on various sectors. There was a joint briefing that took place post the crucial bilateral between Prime Minister Modi and President Putin, and in that particular bilateral, there was a focus very clearly from both leaders on taking this friendship forward, taking these ties to the next step. So agreements have been signed for cooperation on several issues. Also importantly on healthcare, on medical education, food safety, on shipbuilding, maritime cooperation, and so many more. And we'll break that down for you. But importantly, Prime Minister Modi also spoke on terror, hailing Putin for condemning the Pahalgam terror attack and said that the world must stay united and fight against terror in all forms. Another big message that came in from the Prime Minister was in terms of the Ukraine war, saying we're on a side. It's not that we're neutral, we've picked a side, and that side is peace. Meanwhile, Russian President Putin said that Russia remains committed to India in continuing to help them in procuring oil. Another very, very important message. Let's play out for you some of the highlights of that briefing by Prime Minister Modi and President Putin.
15 वर्ष पहले 2010 में हमारी साझेदारी को स्पेशल एंड प्रिविलेज स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप का दर्जा मिला। पिछले 2.5 दशक से उन्होंने अपने नेतृत्व और दूरदृष्टि से इन संबंधों को निरंतर सींचा है। हर परिस्थिति में उनके नेतृत्व ने आपसी संबंधों को नई ऊंचाई दी है। आज हमने इस नींव को और मजबूत करने के लिए सहयोग के सभी पहलुओं पर चर्चा की। आर्थिक सहयोग को नई ऊंचाइयों पर ले जाना हमारी साझी प्राथमिकता है। इसे साकार करने के लिए आज हमने 2030 तक के लिए एक इकोनॉमिक कोऑपरेशन प्रोग्राम पर सहमति बनाई है। रिफॉर्म, परफॉर्म एंड ट्रांसफॉर्म, इस सिद्धांत पर चलते हुए भारत तेजी से विश्व की तीसरी सबसे बड़ी इकोनॉमी बनने की ओर आगे बढ़ रहा है। और 11 वर्षों की इस रिफॉर्म यात्रा में हम न थके हैं, हम न रुके हैं। हमारा युवा टैलेंट, टेक्नोलॉजी, इंजीनियरिंग, हेल्थ केयर, कंस्ट्रक्शन, लॉजिस्टिक्स, हर क्षेत्र में ग्लोबल रिक्वायरमेंट्स को पूरा करने की क्षमता रखता है। रूस की डेमोग्राफिक और इकोनॉमिक प्रायोरिटीज को देखते हुए यह साझेदारी दोनों देशों के लिए अत्यंत उपयोगी है।
За прошедшие годы нами проделана очень большая работа в развитии наших отношений.
Over the past years, we have done a great deal of work to develop our relationship.
И по мере развития наших стран, по мере развития экономик наших государств, возможности нашего сотрудничества расширяются.
As our countries and our economies move forward, we have more opportunities for cooperation.
У нас появляются новые направления,
We open additional areas for cooperation,
связанные с высокими технологиями,
including those related to high-tech,
связанные с развитием и совместной работы в области авиации, космоса, высоких технологий в широком смысле слова, искусственного интеллекта.
as well as the cooperation in the sphere of aircraft, space exploration, high-tech and artificial intelligence.
We are also seeing successful partnership in energy. Russia is a reliable supplier of oil, gas, coal, and everything that is required for the development of India's energy. We are ready to continue uninterrupted shipments of fuel for the fast-growing Indian economy. Of course, the bilateral interaction in energy does not limit to that. We are also conducting a flagship project to build the largest Indian nuclear